Alrighty, folks, as much fun as I've had with all of this back and forth with the bid war, we do actually have to start the run itself. So, again, my name is Von Ivan. I will be your host for this fantastic run of Ultima 4, Quest of the Avatar, the 100% no major glitches category being done by organMike. So, organMike, what do you got for us?
Best Civ player I know, other than the other people that we play with. So.
Oh, excellent.
I actually can't evaluate that, but whatever the case, I am thrilled to be here for my third consecutive year at RPG Limit Break, finally playing Ultima 4. It is my pride and joy, the game I love most. I am here with Ali, who has been my host for the last 2 years and is wonderfully here. And of course, world champion Lego builder Charlotte, right here on this side, to help me with the commentary. So this is not what you might call your traditional RPG. After Ultima 3, Richard Garriott, Lord British, was getting letters about how fun it was to play an evil character and how much fun it was to steal and wipe out towns, things like that. And he was getting complaints from people about the evil content of his games, and so he decided to make an RPG where the focus was becoming a good person. We're not going to do that so much. I mean, we will. We have to. It's how we beat the game. But we're questionable on the morality of it all. It is a very philosophical game. It's a game that's very well paced. I encourage everyone here who has an interest in RPGs, especially in the history of RPGs, to play this one. It is free, legally free, and has been legally free for a long time. So if you go to GOG.com, you can find this game for free to download. Be sure to read the instruction booklets. I know it's not a traditional thing to do these days, but you really need to, because otherwise you won't have a clue what you're doing. All that being said, I have been playing this game since I was a kid. You'll notice this is the conversion by James Van Artsdalen. It's copyright 1987. That is the conversion. The original game is from 1985. This is its 40th anniversary year. So it's really special for me to be playing this year in this place. So we're going to initiate a new game, and for that we're going to need a name that we shall to be known in this world and time. So Vani, what do we got?
Mike, this character's name is going to be the villain.
The villain, hey. The power of a small child endorsing something right there.
You know what? And to that point, I did a calculation here between all the money that people put towards naming incentives. That incentive alone brought in $1,131.
Oh,
That's
lovely.
Pretty awesome.
You all are fantastic.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to be, I intend to point out how donating to NAMI is in fact a good step along the quest to the Avatar. Art we male or female, Vani?
Something else I'd like to point out. When we started the break before your run, that bid war was at 25-0. It finished at 347 to 251.
Sheesh.
Your character will be female.
Female, excellent. So the quick brain says that those two donation incentives provided almost $1,700 of donations. That's a lot of pressure for me. Awesome. The timer begins when I select a character gender. You will notice a notable shift in the quality of the game. I am playing on a patched version that allows for VGA graphics and that allows us to have music, because this is some of the best music video game score of the 80s. It's by Ken Arnold. He did Ultima 3, 4, and some of 5. And his work is excellent and too little known. So here we go. Let's get this thing going. Do you want to count us down, Charlotte? From 3? Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Woo! All right, so the story begins. We are dissatisfied with our life. There's a cooling breeze. This is about the only cutscene in the game, so I'm going to enjoy it for a bit. I could just skip through it. You take an afternoon walk in the countryside. You get relaxed. The soil and strain of modern high-tech living begins to wash off in layers. The willow tree near the stream looks comfortable and inviting. The buzz of dragonflies and the whisper of the willow swaying branches bring a deep peace. Searching inward for tranquility and happiness, you close your eyes. Then there's a high-pitched noise that wakes you up, as we are familiar with here in the hotel, and a blue portal appears, and the shimmering sound comes from the blue portal. It's hard to look at it. The portal disappears. Something hangs in midair for a second and falls to the ground with a thud. You then wander over there. When that little blue spirally thing appears, that's an indication that I can press a button and move on. You head towards it. You find the stuff glinting in the grass, an amulet shaped like a cross with a loop at the top. It's an Ankh. This would have actually come in your box of Ultima 4 when you bought this, along with a large book wrapped in a thick cloth. It's actually, the cloth is a map. I didn't bring it with me, but I do have that cloth map. And there's the 2 books, of which I also own. I, again, have the box from the Commodore 64. The map is strange to you. The title speaks of an ancient cartography. The script on the cover of the first book is arcane but readable. The title is The History of Britannia as told by Kyle the Younger. The other book is disturbing to look at. Its small cover, it appears to be fashioned out of some sort of leathery hide, but from what creature it is uncertain. The reddish black skin radiates an intense aura suggestive of ancient power. The tongue of the title is beyond your ken. You dare not open the book and discern whatever sleeps within. It's the spell book. It's the book of ancient wisdom. Book of mystic wisdom, rather. You decide to peruse the history. Settling back under the willow tree, you open the book. You read the book of history. And because no one read instruction books even back in 1985. No, really! Read the book of history! Anyway, we'll move along. There's a Ren fair over the hill. The music attracts you. There's a, the ticket taker sees your Ankh and says, "Welcome, friend. Enter in peace and find your path." You get drawn by the music to a traveler's wagon in the back. You hear a woman's voice from inside saying, "You may approach, O Seeker," and she's going to read your cards. It's not actually tarot cards. She's got these 8 cards with the 8 virtues of the avatar on them. And this is like a single elimination knockout tournament. Every one I select will be carried on to the next set of questions. Every one I don't select will be removed. So we need honesty as our primary virtue, because that gives us a mage class. These are the cards of compassion and sacrifice. She says, "Consider this," and she asks you questions. You and your friends have been routed and ordered to retreat. Do you stop in compassion to aid a wounded companion, or sacrifice yourself to slow the pursuing enemies so others may escape? So basically, your question, these are morality questions meant to center you, the player, in the game as the character. I'm centering myself as a speedrunner and just picking A. So... in fact, since honesty will always appear in the first slot, if you just want to pick A throughout, it's fine. The questions actually appear in a randomized order. There are 28 possible questions, and they're all actually really interesting moral choices, not quite on the level of a trolley problem, but we're going to take Valor because that gives us 5 points in the Valor stat, and we need to get all our virtues up to the maximum, and Valor is the most irritating to do. Justice versus Humility. Humility gives us no benefit whatsoever, so we always toss that one out. Now it's going to ask us questions between honesty, compassion, valor, and justice. We get honesty and compassion. We have to pick honesty. Between valor and justice, I will pick valor because, again, we don't want to be spending too much time grinding our valor up. That is going to be one of the big grinds of the game. And then finally, we have the question between honesty and valor. And once more, we have to take honesty, which will give us a mage class. And then finally, we get one last suggestion to... go seek the counsel of thy sovereign. This is something that is said once in the History of Britannia. Go talk to Lord British. It's also said once in the reference card that comes with the game. The first thing you should do is go find Lord British and talk to him, and it tells you here. So anyone who doesn't do this just isn't listening. We're not going to do it for a while. So here we go. This is the town of Moonglow. The first thing we're going to do is turn off the sound effects because the sound effects slow things down. This is the town of honesty, so naturally everyone just leaves their money sitting around. So the first thing we're gonna do is search. We find the rune of honesty, and we're just gonna take that treasure chest, because why not? Now this is a bad deal for our honesty. It knocks it down a bit. We do have to search to find the rune, but stealing all this money, that is absolutely not honest. Yeah, whatever. So actually, you will see me do this once in a while. If I hit Alt-Z, it says bad command, and then hit Control-S, it will give me this list of numbers. Those are my standing in the 8 virtues at the moment. So I got a big boost in honesty because I chose it several times. So this first, the 60, and then the 55 is my compassion, the 60 is my valor. The rest are the other 5 virtues, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Those are all going to go down very quickly because we are going to start by going over here and talking to the herbalist. The local herbalist, if we want to cast spells, the first thing we have to do is mix them. So we're going to purchase some herbs. Now, Margot is blind, so we're going to ask for 99 sulfurous ash, which she will patiently count out and deliver, and she'll hold out her money box. And she says that's 198 gold pieces, and we'll say, well, we'll put 1 in the money box. And she'll hear the clink of cash in the money box, say, great, thanks, what do you want? And we're going to do this several times, just buy everything as cheap as we can. I'm so not used to using a mechanical keyboard. The key travel is very different from what I'm used to. Yes, I do want one more. So it's going to be interesting when I have to type very quickly. So yes, we just filled our reagents without ever paying for them. This is not a good move, but we're going to do it anyway. So we need to mix some spells up. The blink spell is going to be one we use a lot, but I'm only going to mix 10 of them here. I'm not used to the patch very well, so it's a little slower to do than I'm used to. So it's very common in these runs to just type bed many times, because blink, B for blink, and then E and D for spider, silk, and blood moss. So if anyone in chat wants to join me in that and just type bed, 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 that's very welcome. We're going to mix a couple cures and a couple heals. These are just things in case things go wrong very quickly at the start. Some fireballs. This is an old RPG, which means the game is dominated by the RNG. And the run is dominated by the RNG. So here we go. We're going to then move north. I'll show you what happens if I leave the sound effects on when I cast a spell. This. Compare and contrast to that. So, we turn the volume off because otherwise the game takes a long time. I'm just checking to see how many magic points I've got. 33, cool. I'm gonna blink up here to this place and blink once more out of the swamps and head north from here. So the Rune of Honesty we picked up, our goal is to become the avatar in all 8 virtues. The rune is required because later we're gonna meditate at the shrine. And you can't get into the shrines without the rune. This is the village of Vesper. We are also going to rob them blind because we are just the worst. We are a villain. We're going to talk to the arms dealer here. We need to buy a sling. And because we are a good villain, we need some flaming oil. So 20 of those. No, we're good, thanks. We're going to ready the sling because if you don't ready it, you're trying to beat people off with a staff. It doesn't work very well. I'm going to talk to the guild keeper here. We do need some goods. What do we need from a guild, Charlotte? What do we need from a guild? Keys, absolutely. So we need 1 set of keys and we need 2 sets of magic gems. And then we're going to head into here. And oh, look, there's a whole bunch more money. And that guard is just standing right beside it. We got poisoned by the trap in one of them. That's okay, we'll just clear that. And walk out here. And that guard does nothing. Sometimes I've got to punch someone to get in there, and that's fine.
Totally fine.
You'll see how useful punching people is, actually. We're going to blink over here, and there's a little patch here that's discolored. That's some swamp. We're going to stand in it and mix a bunch more spells. So,
Mike, I just want to point out that you just said punching people is useful as your daughter is sitting right next to you.
She knows there's a time and a place, I hope. She very rarely needs to raise her compassion stat, so... Oops. We're mixing a bunch of blink spells because we're going to use a bunch. You will see also the 2 moons at the top of the screen will be changing phases as we do this. They move on it. They're in a real time, on a real-time timer, though it gets slowed down when I'm doing things. It's about every 3 seconds the second moon will change. And about every 3rd time the second moon changes, the first moon will change. I want those moons to both be new moons because I need to search for Mandrake, and that is only found in this patch of swamp when both moons are new. The moons also affect the moon gates, which are this game's version of fast travel. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm mixing all the things I want here. I have a lovely little mnemonic I can remember. Yep. Quicknesses. This is a speedrun. Quickness spells are useful. Oh, what am I out of? Oh, gee, I hit the wrong button. Okay. We're not attacking anything, thank you. Again, I'm not used to a mechanical keyboard. The travel is very different. I can't just leave my fingers on the keys and just tap them very lightly. Yeah, so I accidentally hit a G, and there is a G, it's Nightshade, but we don't have any of it, so. I need a bunch of quickness spells, some sleep spells, keeping an eye on my reagents. This is, again, also a little slower than I'm used to because the patch slows this down. But if we use the patch at its full speed, it makes other parts of the game unplayable, unfortunately. Well, specifically ballooning. We are going to go ballooning.
That seems familiar from some of the other games.
Yeah, for sure. The balloon shows up, I think, in Ultima 6 at least. You have to build one. Make some exits, some Y up. There's one different spell for every letter of the alphabet. But we got to the end of the alphabet and said, well, what do we do here? Well, it's Y up, so we eat up and we goes down for going through the dungeons. Mix a few things, make sure I've still got enough reagents. So my mnemonic is, but can Dave even fly? He queried seriously. Yes, okay, good. Some wind spells. But can Dave even fly? I don't know Dave. Dave is also my father's name, so.
So, can he?
not under his own power. He's been in airplanes several times. We're going to mix a couple more wind changes. This takes, again, because doing this, not A, it's a C. There we are. So yeah, some undead spells. We'll mix some more cures because we are already poisoned and we will get more poisoned frequently. Ivani, if there's anything you have to add to this, it is a good time for it.
How much time do I have?
Until the moons go new.
Okay, well, I hope that's a while, because I got a lot of cleanup to do here from that extremely heated gender war before.
The battle of the sexes. Here we go.
Indeed. $5 from Sakti that says, come on, chat. We need a female hero in her villain era. We got $60 from Charlotte's mom with no comment.
One sec.
Yes.
I'm now going to search. As soon as those moons go new, there we go. Find Mandrake root. Oh, and here comes an orc to fight me. Continue.
$25 from Elise Rujasu, who says, gender.
Indeed.
We have $50 from ND Beardman, who says, to express my joy for $1 million+ and 10 years of RPG LB without pejoratives, it's banana nut bread with chocolate chips. It's that sweet.
Oh, nice.
We have $51 from Old Timey Robot that says, for the final time. $30 from Syrup that says, Snipe Powers, go. We have $50 from Jay Yeen with no comment, and we got $26 from Ashen that says, be kind and re-snipe.
So yeah, I got my Mandrake. Mandrake only appears, again, when the moons are new and only every 16th turn. You can't, so I had to sit there and search until I got new Mandrake. So yeah, I got poisoned and I got damaged a fair bit. Now we're waiting for a moon gate. So it's going to be, this moon gate will open when the first moon is full and where it's going is pointed to by the second moon. And that's how it always works. Whichever moon gate opens is dependent on the first moon. The moon is called Tramel and the second moon is Feluca. And Feluca determines where the moon gates go. So we're waiting here. It'll just be a couple more seconds. Again, normally things move a little faster, but it's patch, bleh, whatever. And see, it just passed without me doing anything. That is another real-time element of the game. The wind is another one too, and Charlotte can tell you how irritating the wind is. Right, kid? So we're going to blink north. We're going to step over here, because Charlotte is going to get irritated by the wind in a bit, I'm sure. And this is another spot we can get Mandrake, so I will just double check. But can Dave even fly? He queried seriously. Got my great gate travel spells, got my tremor spells, undeads, wind changes. What you do not see me mix is A for awaken, I is ice ball, J is jinx, K is kill. Magic Missile for M, Negate Magic N, Open Treasure Chest is O, it's much easier just to take the damage from them. P is Protection, QR is Resurrection, we're not going to be needing that. STUV is View, it gives you a map view of everything. TUV, W, X, Y, and Z, I've remembered them all, fantastic. That's, hey, little applause, thank you. This is a serious run, but I am not a serious person. Here we go, find some more Mandrake here.
Can I cut in with a couple more donations?
Absolutely.
We have $10 from our buddy Infinius, who says, shout outs to the other Civ 4 players out there. Yeah.
Thanks, Infinius.
Yeah. And we have $25 from the Axeman that says, thank you, Organ Mike, for making RPG Limit Break Ultima again. Plus, for bringing Charlotte again. Does she have a runner's choice?
Charlotte, do you have a runner's choice? I don't think we've even looked at that. I only just looked at that. And you know my choice, Charlotte?
What?
I've chosen the final fight for Metaphor Refantasio blindfolded. What do you think? That sound fun?
Yep.
You gonna go with that one?
Yep.
Well,
fantastic.
I think if folks want to donate towards Charlotte's choice, that would be a really good idea because that currently has $455. It needs $1,500, so it's not quite 1/3 of the way there. Let's see if we can chip away at that significantly for Charlotte, of course.
Absolutely, for Charlotte. Okay, I'm going to be mixing some more spells, so if there's anything more you'd like to add, I have to do a bit of concentration here. So cheers and applause are welcome.
Is some updates on Bid Wars for Refantasio welcome as well?
More than.
Awesome. Okay, so there is a Bid War for the costume there. Your choices are Persona 3 costumes, Persona 4, Persona 5, SMT or Shin Megami Tensei 4, and Shin Megami Tensei 5. So you got 5 choices there. No money towards any of those yet. So if you want to get that jump started, you can. You have, for the final party, you can have either Yufa or Juna, for which goes in there. Both of those have $30, so that's a flat-footed tie. You can break that. We talked about
Do it a few
final
more
fight,
times.
blindfolded. There, final fight, boss, blindfolded. Sorry. Last one is to give Maria photos. That needs $750. It currently has 75, so still got a ways to go there. So plenty of choices for you to apply for more Bid Wars. And considering the ferocity with which you were donating for Bid Wars before, I want you to carry that on over to this Metaphor ReFantazio run. I know you can do it, Chad.
So here's the point of bringing your child to RPG Limit Break is child labor, obviously.
Take a stretch, Mike.
So
Yeah.
would this be a tool-assisted speedrun at this point?
I wouldn't call her a tool. Not to her face, anyway. No, this would then be a co-op run. Much like my other runs here, this is now a co-op run. 2 people have had their hands on the keyboard. 3 could, Allie, if you'd like to do a bit.
Sure.
Sure, we're just doing HDB. HDB and enter a spacebar.
Well, while Ali is helping out here, I've got another donation here. It's $5 from Red Silvers, who says, good to see Charlotte on the bench for good luck. Who needs a serious runner when we can have fun?
I am also not used to a mechanical keyboard.
Yeah, the travel is very different, isn't it? Yeah. As opposed to, like, I just mostly play this on my laptop. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Allie, and thank you, Charlotte. Give them a round of applause. They did a great job.
Yay.
Yeah. And I found a way to make mixing reagents interesting. So there we go. So one of the other things I did during that donation break was buy a horse. And I used the Y command to yell "giddy up" to my horse. So now every time I take a step, the horse will move twice, which is extremely handy for getting over rough terrain and getting away from monsters. We're going to go over here. The other thing I did when I fought that orc, it left behind a treasure chest. I left that treasure chest on the map. There's a good reason for that. Down, please. Thank you. Rune of Humility. We'll need that later. So now we're going to go the proper way. We're going to blink to the west twice. Ride over here, across this bridge. Don't get attacked by bridge trolls. There are bridge trolls. I'm going to go south from here and into this area here.
Just like the music.
It's good music. And we're going to go up here. And this is something that's very useful if you know where it is. It's the Silver Horn. Why did I hit a W there? There we go. Oh, 2 low magic points. Magic points come back at a rate of 1 per turn. So sometimes you just have to pass. Over here. And this is a dungeon. This is the dungeon Destard. There are 8 dungeons in the game. Each one represents one of the reverses of the virtues. So Destard is the reverse of Valor. So we're going to use my down spells to get down to the 7th
That's the
floor.
dungeon music.
Yep. This is what peering at a gem does. It tells me where we are in the world. And I am looking for that little onk-shaped thing. So I need to go north 2 and east 3. Or 4, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Search. Find the red stone. That is what we're here for. We're going to down once more. Peer at a gem. Good. That's where I wanted to land. There are 2 sections to floor 8. When you use as a down or a yup spell, those are gazers. I need to poison myself because they will put me to sleep and then they will kill me very much. We'll get poisoned. There we go. We'll heal to MP too low. Fantastic. We'll heal in a minute then. So that poison field there poisoned me. It's going to hurt them a lot. There. See, it just killed that one. Killed the other one too. Good. Get the treasure chest. We're going to go into... I'm going to heal before I get dead. We're going to go into the Altar Room of Courage here. So the villain is going to use that sling at some wizards here. And I'm going to watch my hit points very carefully because they throw magic at me and it hurts.
So if we're the villain, are these the good guys?
I don't know, but what good guys are doing hiding in the basement of a dungeon, I don't know either. Okay, let's not get dead. This is tense. Where do I need to go? I need to go courage. This way. Don't shoot me again, please. Heal! Into the dungeon covetous. So the altar rooms connect the dungeons together. Oh my goodness. Hole up and camp. Get my magic points back. The altar rooms connect the dungeons together. There's 3 altar rooms. They connect 7 dungeons together. And each of the dungeons, like I said, represents the opposite of one of the virtues. So that put my magic points back up to the 50 they were. We're going to yeet ourselves up. Where did we land? Ignite a torch, please. The reason I normally travel through dungeons without the torch is because you can see the process for drawing things is slow. This is what the stone will look like. Thank you. I'm going to exit from here. Boom. And we're going to blink out of this little corner. I'm still poisoned. Here, so... Go. Cure my poison. And this is, again, where we last took a moon gate. So we're going to go get our horse back. Eventually. I could actually just use a gate travel spell, but, you know, it's more fun to make y'all wait. This is speedrun, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. So just so I know what I'm doing. So, okay, the silver horn is one of those things I would leave behind if I were doing low percent. It gives 400 points of experience. There's 3 different types of items we pick up that give experience. There's runes, each of which is necessary to beat the game, and each of which gives 100 experience. There are stones, each of which gives 200 experience, and also is necessary to beat the game. And there's 8 major items, each of which gives 400 experience, and only 3 of which are necessary to beat the game. But we do need to reach level 8. Where am I going? It's this way. We do need to get to level 8, because one of the things we have to do in order to beat the game is to have a full party of 8 companions, and companions will not join you if you have a level that's too low. Here's a dungeon shame. We're going to use ours as a down spell. We're going to mix as a down spell first, and then we're going to use ours as a down spell. There we are. We're going to go east as far as we can to the wall, south as far as we can. I'm going to search there. There's the purple stone. Make sure I've got enough magic points. Board my horse. Blink out of there. Yell giddy up. I'm going to head over here. And so this is a nice little spot up here. Normally you can only get here by balloon, but I can also blink into it and get out of there. There we go. I'm going to head over here. And we're actually going to come see Lord British in a moment. We need to mix some more downs. But I didn't mix enough. There we go. Enter. This is the dungeon Despise. It's the opposite of Compassion. Pass a few turns along here. Pass it down.
It's dark.
It is. It will continue to be so. I need to do better counting of my magic points. Normally I mess that up for... Okay, we're blocked. Normally I mess that up using blink spells, but no, I messed it up using my downs. Okay, this room up here is full of sea serpents. There's also a secret door, and I don't know if you can spot it. It's really hard to spot. There's a little chip right there in that wall. It's a little bit different. Right there. And that opened up. In dungeon rooms, you'll often find panels that cause other things to happen. So it opened up a little chip here. Boom. And now that opened my way north. And this sea serpent is sitting right in the way. And I'm going to get dead again if I'm not careful. I really don't want to get dead. There are routes that use a death warp. I don't. Right here is a yellow stone. I'm going to exit out of here. And we're going to board the horse again. All it dying does, it resets your food and gold to 200. Any unequipped weapons and armor get lost. And then, this is Chuckles the Jester. So the reason that name, job, buy were this, because you can talk to people. There's this nice little text parser, name, job, is Chuckles the Royal Jester, and then buy says goodbye. I don't like jesters, so I'm going to attack him. And then we're going to run away. And this makes the guards mad. So the game has to distinguish, there's 2 different things the game distinguishes between for all NPCs. It distinguishes between hostile and non-hostile. So things that are hostile will attack you if they get close. And things that are non-hostile won't. And if you choose to attack something that's non-hostile, it costs you compassion and justice and honor. It also distinguishes between good and evil creatures. So these guards are not evil creatures at all. Which means that letting them live, like by running away, is actually good. It boosts my compassion. So this is actually the fastest way to boost compassion. And it starts by punching Chuckles in his stupid head. We're going to grab a bunch of money here, take the Rune of Spirituality, grab a bunch more money. But I haven't fixed my honesty yet, and that's okay. We don't need to get any more than that. We've got what we need. And once we go upstairs, all is forgiven. So we can talk to this guard, ask him about guarding, and he says, a guard must be a valiant warrior. Art thou the most valiant warrior? humility is one of those virtues. If I say I'm the most valiant warrior, that's not very humble. So I'm going to say no. And he says, well, still, don't run away from battle. So we're going to go talk to this guard here and say the same thing. And much like finding Mandrake, we have to wait 16 steps before we can talk to another guard and get that benefit again. Here's Lord British. You can tell because his name's on it. And we get his theme music, which is Thomas Arne's Rule Britannia. He has no way to help us except he'll give me my levels. So I'm now level 6. I went from level 2 to level 6 in one fell swoop. That's because I got all that experience from finding stuff. The deal there is your level, or to go up a level. There we go. That's what I'm trying to tell you about. Every level doubles the experience you need. Hello, guard. I'm going to punch you. Thank you. Every level doubles the amount you need. So you go from to go from level 1 to 2, it takes 100 experience. To go from level 2 to 3, it takes 200. 3 to 4, it takes 400. The easy way to remember it is it takes as much experience to go from level 5 to 6 as it does to go from level 1 to 5. So I got, what do I have? I've got 1,800 experience, which is normal, all from finding stuff. So we're going to go in here. These purple things are sleep fields. They'll probably knock me out at some point. No, this is Hawkwind the Seer. Hawkwind the Seer will tell us, if I ask him about any of these virtues, he'll say, you're a thief and a scoundrel, right? You may never become the ultimate avatar. If I ask him about sacrifice, he'll say, give of your life's blood so that others may live. If I ask him about humility, he'll say, hey, you're doing good. But the big thing is talking to Hawkwind increases our spirituality. So, but we can only get that bonus every time the hundreds digit of our step counter changes. So I know that's happened because my food ticks down once every 100 steps. So I'm going to sit here and pass a bunch of turns and wait till my food ticks down and then talk to him again. This is another boring part of the run. So Vani, if there's anything you'd like to tell us about, this is a great time for it.
Fantastic. I'd like to tell you about a few donations that have come in.
Please do.
We have a $25 donation from Michael that says, have fun. I'm pretty sure you've got that covered.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem.
We got a $100 donation from David TKI
Hey.
that says, I appreciate playing as the worst hero ever. It's like I'm at home.
Well, and I know David's doing a King's Quest V run later.
That is right. That is right.
And
we also have a $25 donation from Konban Yao, who says, supporting the next generation of speedrunners with a donation to Charlotte's Choice of the blindfolded boss fight. Can we rock that incentive out before this run is done? That's a great question. We're already up to now $605 out of the $1,500 that we need. So only about $900 more. We still got plenty of time in this run. I think that is an absolutely attainable goal. So remember, when you are making your donations, use the incentives command in chat to make sure that you are choosing and applying your donation to the correct place.
Really, you want to make the runners do harder things. That's the goal here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, good eyes. Once more, child labor, right? Let me check where I'm at here on my spirituality is the second last pair of numbers, 68. Okay, keep going. I get 3 points every time I talk to him. The game also buffers up to 16 inputs. This will come up later. So yeah, it's buffering 16 and then slowly passing through them. Okay, good, thank you. So we're now at 71. Let's see if I can do this faster. Let's go up here. There we go.
Sleep.
Yeah. But also effortless, because I'm asleep, right? So I can't do anything. Come on.
No more sleep for you.
Yeah, apparently. Apparently they've got drills going in this place too. This feels like it's taking forever. Doesn't go any faster if I tap it, okay. Doesn't even go any faster if I'm sleeping. So I can check my step count by hitting the quit and save button, Q for quit and save. It doesn't actually save in towns. It can only save in the overworld or underworld. Sorry, Ali, you were going to say something?
So I'm noticing that this one has color.
Yes.
Is this the first one that had color? Like full color?
This is because of the VGA patch. So, yes? Question mark? When I play it normally, it doesn't have this fancy color. Oh, no, stop that. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. Step down. Thank you. Where are we at now? 83. 2 more. Because all we need to do is get to 89. We need to get all those virtues to 99, but we're going to be doing something shortly.
I'm even tired myself.
Yeah. We're going to be doing something shortly that's going to kick all our virtues up by 10 points.
Is it kill Lord British?
No, we can't actually kill Lord British in this one. It's unfortunate.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
really an Ultima game.
No, it's not really an Ultima game again. In Ultima 5, you can't really kill him either. You can just sort of trap him for all eternity. So, the secret for those who don't want spoilers for a 40-year-old game or almost 40-year-old game, in Ultima 5, Lord British has been kidnapped, and he needs the item in the box under his bed for you to. Oh, right, the guards are still mad at me. For you to rescue him, and if you go and find him without that box, he says, "Well, I guess we're going to be here a while," and that's the end of the game. so you can actually. There is a bad end for Ultima 5. So we're going to go over here for the healer, and we're going to talk to this healer. And we're going to talk to, are we in need of help? No, we got 600 hit points. Are you willing to give 100 points of your blood to 8 others? Of course we are. We're sacrificial. So it is actually costing me 100 hit points every time I do this. We need healing because we just, spent a lot of blood. So this is worth 5 points of sacrifice every time we do it. Just check where we're at. We're at 80. Fantastic. Yes, we need help. We need healing. And we'll just give 2 more. There we're at 90. And we are going to head out back. Oh, right, the guards are still mad. And back here is a staircase to a dungeon. So we're in the dungeon Hithloth right now. So we're going to descend all the way to floor 8 because it's connected to all the other dungeons down here through the altar rooms. We're going to stand here because we're going to get poisoned. We're standing in a poison field. We're going to stand here because we're going to get poisoned. Thank you. We're going to go north 1, 2 into the altar room of love. And we need to go to the right. We need to get this demon out of my way. Thank you. They were into the dungeon wrong, which is the opposite of shame. I've 21 dexterity. That is unfortunately a very low number. We go north, 1, 2. We go west, 1, 2. That is a gremlin. He will steal my food. He just stole my food. I don't like that. We've gone to the wall. We go south, 2. Those are reapers. When the screen flickers like that, they're trying to put me to sleep. I'm poisoned. That is why I got poisoned. Because I don't want to be put to sleep. Because otherwise I'd just stand there and they would shoot me. There we go. 1 down. Now, the reason I bought flaming oil is for these guys. We can shoot flaming oil under them, and they're trees, so they just stand there and burn. They go east, south, south. There's 2 gremlins. I don't like gremlins. Go away. Thank you. Gremlins do present a problem because they will eat all my food. Every time they attack me, they take a bunch of food. I need to heal or I will die. Because right here, I'm going to search and find a magic ball. It gives me 5 points of dexterity intelligence and costs me 400 hit points. Oh, here's some more gremlins. Thank you. No fireballs left. Okay. Get out of here. Go, shoot. What is important here is that I get my dexterity up high. So we'll go up to 4th floor, or 6th floor. Get blocked off there, back up 2, and go through here. And that's a room with hydras. They're behind barriers. If I don't walk through the middle of the room, I can walk around them very easily. Oh, hit a sleep field, and that took away my poison. Go back. There's a nice, refreshing fountain there, which heals us, and another magic ball. So we are able to heal right after that one. Go back through here, and I do want to be poisoned. Boom. So I'm poisoned, as I ought to be. When they look at you and say, Mike, you're sick, this is what they mean. All right, and we're going to use a tremor spell. And it was not very effective, unfortunately. The big point of this, again, we want to get our dexterity up over 40 because the way the game is programmed, they messed up the accuracy calculations. So the accuracy calculations on the Commodore or the Apple II eventually ended with you reaching 95% or 92.5% accuracy. On here, they missed a doubling of a number, which means that your accuracy never really gets above 70% or so, unless your accuracy goes over 40. If your accuracy goes over 40, we're going to not stim, we're going to mix some stim. because I'm bad at counting. Cast sound. If your accuracy goes over 4, or your
Dexterity.
thank you, goes over 40, they programmed it just so that if your dexterity goes over 40, you just hit. It's 100% accuracy. 2, 3, 4, climb up. 1, go through this, ignore these guys. Those are trolls with the hammers that they're throwing, and that's a cyclops there throwing rocks. But they can only throw in straight lines or diagonal lines because this game is unfair. Here's a troll. I'm actually getting trolled right now. And he came with an Etten. So sometimes monster groups can come with other more advanced monsters, in this case an Etten. This can get troublesome when you have larger parties because the maximum enemy size, or maximum enemy group size, is equal to twice your party size. So I need to go 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So right now, wandering monsters can only appear in groups of at most 2. Later, they will be appearing in bigger groups, which is why I want to avoid boosting my party size for quite a while. I'm gonna go right back through there. Now, I can't go down to the 5th floor. I can't use this down spell to get to the 5th floor because every square in that floor is covered by something. So all these winds, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all those winds cover it. 2, 3, 4, go through here. Once more through this room because there's that healing fountain there. I didn't get to put sleep this time, thank you. Goes down. Do I have one more? No, I don't, because I'm bad at counting. There we go. Where did I land? As far away from where I want to be as possible. Fantastic. West to, I can't back up through a door. I don't know why they added that, but you can't back up through a door. And 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna go through here. We're gonna cast a tremor spell. That gray thing in the middle is a Zorn. You can see the N between my food and my magic. I can't cast any spells right now. This has failed because magic is currently negated. The other things wandering around are slimes. Once the Zorn is killed, Zorns can also walk through walls, which makes them very frustrating to fight sometimes. See, there he goes. Oh, and he's going to come back in because, I don't know.
He just wants to hang out.
Just wants to hang out. Let me show him my sling. Dude, die. You're worth 16 experience. And once he's standing in the wall, I can't get rid of him. So now he's gone. I can cast Dispel here and Dispel here. And look at that. There's a way through. We're going to ready my flaming oil to deal with the return trip. Get the green stone. Make sure I've got enough points for a tremor. Cast tremor. Boom. And we're going to throw some flaming oil right there. And the Zorn can stand in it. Because they also hit pretty hard. Thank you. And he's gone. Unfortunately, I don't get experience for things killed by flaming oil. You only get experience for things you yourself personally kill, too, which is another reason to not boost the party size. 1, 3, 4, 5. Cast quickness, because in this room are a bunch of gremlins. Go away. This is the altar room of truth.
So you're saying that the gremlins aren't telling the truth, or they are telling the truth?
I have no idea. I honestly don't know. The way quickness works is it gives you a 50-50 chance of getting an extra turn every time you take a turn, including on those extra turns. So, you know, with RNG manipulation, hello, you're shooting at me from over the mountains. I don't like that. With RNG manipulation, we could actually just use one quickness spell to beat the whole game. I don't know, it's not actually that good, but it's still really potent.
I like the music.
Yeah, it's very nice music. We're going to go back and talk to the herbalist here because I forgot to do this in pause. So we're going to reacquire all our herbs, especially spider silk, that's for healing, and blood moss is for blink. And now we're going to buy we're going to buy sulfur ash. We're going to buy it at cost. And once more, this is a thing I'm going to have to do many, many times. We're going to mix. No, we're not going to mix. We're going to just buy. Okay, so I need to fix my honesty. And to do that, I need to buy 49 items at the proper cost. So I'm going to be counting. Bonnie, if there's something to talk to us about, this is a good time for it.
Fantastic. I've got a $25 donation from Isquin that says, you can kill Shamino instead. It's like killing Lord British in effigy. We have another donation from Charlotte's mom. This one is for $50, and it says, so proud of organMike and Charlotte for being here at RPG Limit Break 2025, and for old time's sake, Lightspeed!
Lightspeed!
If you know, you know.
Charlotte, you want to give a hyperwarp? Ah, for Pete's sake. Hyperwarp! Lightspeed! Oh, goodness.
And we also have a $250 donation.
Woohoo!
This one is from Heavy Metal Mage, and it says, shout-outs to the SMT speedrunning community. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit more about some of those incentives around the Metaphor Fantasia run. I know we've been talking about fighting the final boss blindfolded, still at $605 out of the $1,500. A couple more here that I want to talk about. Naming the main character, we all know and love those bid wars. Right now, Larpus is at $30, Simile is at $10, and those are the only choices so far. So if you want to get in on that, you can. And then one that's near and dear to my heart, especially for those of you who know me personally, there is a incentive here to save the dog.
Oh.
If we don't save this dog, I will be extremely upset. Good thing is that it has $370 out of the $750 that it needs. It's right at that halfway mark. So that's another one you can throw your donations at as well.
All right, so what I'm doing now is killing trolls, something that every internet person loves to do. So we need to boost our Valor, and Valor is acquired by winning fights against evil monsters, or evil people if we're talking like rogues, or wizards. So again, the game distinguishes between good and non-evil and evil. Non-evil things tend to be like townspeople or animals. Winning a fight against an evil creature gives you a 50-50 chance of getting a point of valor. Again, this run is dominated by RNG. So what I'm doing here, I again need those moons to be at their new moon phase. So while I'm waiting here, I figured I might as well kill some trolls. There is another option because I'm using the patch. It opens up some hotkeys. That's what I call them. So I can actually, the game normally, if you want to reload it, you have to save and then close the game and reopen it. But because I'm using this patch, I can reload simply by hitting Alt and R. So we're going to do that. We go over here, and what will happen is I will reload, and it will load the game. Load the game, there we go. And both the moons will be new, so I can find the black stone. So with both new moons, I can grab the black stone instantly rather than, oh, and I have to turn the volume off so we don't get that. There we go. And we're going to head north from here. And over here. And this is the Lyceum. Big castle. Oh my goodness. I've been talking too much. All right, Jimmy the Lock, open the door. This is the, we're looking for the Book of Truth. This is the library. So if we're looking for a book, okay, job, librarian, right? I have the largest store of knowledge in Britannia except the Codex. The Codex is what we're off to find. Are you looking for a particular book? Yes. Which one? Well, it's the Book of Truth. Well, where would you find it, do you think? Right? Look under T, right? Here it is.
Helpful.
Yeah, under T, yeah. Find the Book of Truth. 400 experience points and a necessary item for beating the game. We are going to go north from here, and we are going to do our first meditation. So, this is where the game, I mean, the game does not move too quickly in any case, but here's where us trying to move through the hills. All right, this is a shrine. We need the rune, and we can sit down and meditate. So I'm going to ask everyone to meditate with on the virtue of honesty for 3 cycles. Begin our meditation. We think here on what honesty means. And in the game, honesty means essentially not cheating. If we steal money, if we rob the shopkeepers, we become dishonest. The mantra for the meditation, if you'd all like to join in, is Om, A-H-M. And of course, in real life, honesty means something else as well. Of course, there's not cheating and not stealing, but there's also the matter of being an honest person, not telling lies, representing yourself honestly. I represent myself honestly, or I try to anyway. So I represent myself as a non-binary person. I represent myself as a speedrunner, as a parent. I try to represent myself and as honestly as I can in so many different ways. One last time, and I think it is wise that we all do the same, that we represent ourselves as honestly as we can. Charlotte, what are you doing?
So no more blood on the clock tower then.
No more blood on the clock tower. And we were granted a vision. And the important part of the vision is this rune here up in the top right. That is the rune for the letter I. That will come into play later. We're going to gate travel now. Here is where things can get slow, as though it hasn't been slow enough. This is the ruin of the town of Magincio. We don't actually need to go in there yet. What we need is a boat. And the only way to get a boat in this game is to fight pirates, which means we have to stand in a place where all the surrounding area is water and hope that a pirate randomly appears and comes to get us. What usually happens is we see a bunch of sea serpents, a bunch of other things, a couple storms, and then eventually a pirate shows up. But it can happen right away, or it can happen in 5 minutes. We're hoping right away.
Mike, can I come in with a couple donations there while you
Absolutely.
gather yourself and wait for pirates? Very good. We have a $25 donation from Fruitskin, who says, "Now come, samurai, put on a good show." And we have a $10 donation from Bookie Poppy that says, "Nobody gave me any points the time I punched a jester and ran away from the guard."
All right, if we could all have a nice big chant of here, boat, 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 here, boat. Not even a sea serpent? What's going on? Oh my goodness, I got a tickle. Nothing. The seas are quiet today, my friends.
Well, these bid wars aren't quiet. We've got some action going on here with what's going on with Metaphor Refantasio. For the costume bid war, we've got a couple of donations to those. Persona 3 and the SMT4 costumes each have $15. Nothing for any of the other ones yet, so you can get in on that. As far as for the final party, having either Yufa or Juna, Yufa is in the lead with $75. Juna has $30, so that's still close enough. Still at 605 out of the 1,500 that we need for the blindfolded final boss
I see
fight.
the portal.
Oh yeah.
The moon gate opened, yeah.
Or
So yeah, let's open up our hearts and also our wallets to the generosity of donating towards the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and of course applying your donations to the incentive of your choice.
Yes, and a word on honesty and donations to NAMI. NAMI is fighting for proper recognition of mental illness, and it is important that we be able, those of us who suffer, be able to represent ourselves honestly in that feature as well. I wouldn't say I suffer from, but I have attention deficit disorder, and I do suffer from major depression, and I think it's important that we be able to speak those truths as well as the others. So it is important that NAMI get our money for that.
You know, to that point, we understand that the last few years have been a very stressful time for many people across the world, and it's put a huge strain on many people's mental health. In the United States alone, 21% of adults reported suffering some kind of mental illness, which works out to roughly 52.9 million people. Please remember to reach out for help if you feel like you need it, and remember, most of all, you are not alone.
Absolutely. So yeah, the moon gates, or the moon cycle, the second moon cycle is about every 3 seconds. It's a little slower on the patch because I'm filling the timer, but the first moon cycle is about every 9, which means that we've been standing here for about 2 minutes waiting for a boat, and have managed to see one set of Nixies and one set of squid.
Well, let's talk about what we've got coming up after this run.
Please
What's
do.
going on in the marathon. Well, first of all, we already know that for this run here, we're going to see that Abyss Glitch exhibition. Actually, no, Mike, why don't you tell them about what that is?
So you see when I oh, there's a boat. Fantastic.
Get your boat.
Okay, we'll get the boat. Yay, boat! Yay, boat! All right, save. Okay, I will tell you more about the glitch exhibition later. So right now we have a boat. There's 3 things we need to get on the boat, and we will need the boat later at the end game to actually get to the abyss. I have gone too far because this game. There's another boat. You jerk. The game often does that. Oh, here's one boat, and we'll give you another one. This one's so far away from shore I can't use it. There are fun things you can do when you have multiple boats. None of them really in this run. Yikes. We changed the winds. The wind obviously determines how the sailing goes. If you try and sail against the wind, you lose 3 out of every 4 steps. If you try and sail with the wind, you lose 1 out of every 4. If you sail it perpendicularly to it, you sail perfectly with no slow progress. This spot, once again, we need both moons to be new. We will find the skull of the wizard Mondain. You remember Mondain? You killed him 2 years ago, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun run. You got to sit there and finish him off for us. And you were hosting.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to watch her finish him off. So yeah, we're just waiting for both moons to go new, and then we will search for the skull of Mondain, and this is the next to last time that we will need to wait for any moons to shift. And from here, we need to sail over here, past this large island down here, which has the castle Serpent's Hold. We'll be going there later, but we won't be sailing there because sailing there is slow. We'll be blinking there. We have to sail later, but we don't have to sail there. Once I put this boat away, boating is actually the slowest mode of transport in the game, both because you have to turn and because you have to deal with the wind. So it's actually both the slowest in terms of turns taken and the slowest in terms of real time. Right here we find the wheel from the Cape. You'll notice the ship has hit points beside my food. If we use the wheel, it boosts our hit points to 99 on the ship. If the ship's hit points hit 0, we die. The ship sinks and everyone dies. In from the south, please. Let's go there. There's some rogues wandering around there. All right, we're going to head up here. What do I need to do now? Rain, work for me. We need to gate to... I'm going to check and make sure I've got everything I need for the stones. Yes, I do. Everything but the blue stone. Okay. We are going to get the... I went to the place. I didn't get it. Shoot. All right. That's fine. We're going to gate to 2. We're going to route in quickly on my... normally, I would have the blue stone from the dungeon Deceit, which I exited from, but did not actually get the blue stone for some reason, which meant I went through the altar for no reason at all. So what you're watching here is highly skilled gameplay, folks. Gonna head back down into here. Charlotte, what are you doing? Okay, we're poisoned again. That's what I want. 1. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm poisoned because here's a Reaper. This time, you'll notice I'm not missing any of my shots. That's because my agility, my dexterity is over 40. There we go. Gives a little more money. And we're going to go in here. Go through here. We need to go north through this one. Oh, good. Get out of here if you're... quit blocking me. Shoot at me. I don't care, but stop boxing me in. You're slowing things down. We have places to be. Oh, my goodness. All right, so what I want to do is get the blue stone. Cast Eat Up. Where did I land? Oh, in a good spot. West, south, 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 south. Poison. Are you tired, kid?
Yeah.
1, 2. We're going to hit a couple traps, falling rocks. Hit. We have to cast a Dispel at the field in front of us. Stand in the fire field. Turn over here. Got put to sleep by the sleep field, which I did not want. Here's a blue stone. Goes down. Mixes down because I'm bad at counting. Consistently bad at counting, at least. And land in a good spot again. Good. Go here. We are going to heal before I walk into a room with spellcasters. Thank you. And we'll cast a quickness. Oh, these are... I've got the wrong altar. I mean, it's the right altar room. My thinking has got the wrong altar room. I thought this was a mage altar room. It's not. It's a demon altar. So now that we have all 8 stones, we're going to use them in these altar rooms. Die. Thank you. Use stone. That is how we type stone, yes. Blue, white, green, purple. And we get 1/3 part of the 3-part key. We're going to head out into the dungeon Hithloth again. Head back to where we get poisoned. Please, please get poisoned. Please get poisoned. Stand in the poison field and get poisoned. Thank you. I need to face north. This is the altar room of love. And we don't actually need to kill these guys. We just need to use the stone. Yellow, white, green, and orange. Spoilers for a 40-year-old game. And we get 1/3 of the 3-part key. And as the name suggests, it is a 3-part key. We need 3 parts of it.
So it's a Triforce.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tracks.
And there is a piece of courage as well, so that makes sense. I don't know if you want to try and make love and truth equate to wisdom and whatever the other one is. Wisdom and power, yeah. One last one to go here. Use the stone. They are red, orange, purple, and white. 1/3 of the 3-part key. And we leave back to the south to Hithloth. These hydras are trying to kill me. And we're going to exit out of Hithloth. And now we get everyone's favorite mode of transport, the balloon.
Balloon.
The balloon moves only on the wind. It can't do anything but drift on the wind. So we're going to go from the south here, climb the altitude, and use the skull and drop it in the abyss. Reach out over the side of the balloon and throw it out. The only way to destroy the skull of Mondain is to toss it into the abyss. Hey, I'm going this way, please.
Wind says no.
Descend there. And that is the Shrine of Humility. So we are going to use the horn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, smooth, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to use the horn again. And enter the Shrine of Humility. And once again, we will meditate on the virtue of humility. Humility in this game is represented by not being prideful or boastful about your achievements. In this game, to be boastful is to lose humility. To be modest and to be honest is to gain humility. The mantra is loom.
Loom.
In real life, though, humility is what gives us a sense of equality with our fellow people. It's a way of not putting ourselves ahead of others, no matter what, whether they are younger, whether they are a different gender, a different race, a different identity, or whether they suffer from any sort of mental illness.
My arm.
Loom.
My arm.
Her arm. It is allowing a child to play with your arm, despite the fact that you are in front of thousands of people speedrunning your favorite game. Loom.
Loom.
And there is the Rune of Humility. All right, I need my arm back, kid. Now. Thank you. All right. We need to wait till the horn goes out, and then we will be grinding. Bonnie. So I will first of all give you the thing here. The Shrine of Humility is on the Isle of the Abyss. So the Abyss is actually just south. You saw me fly over it and throw the skull of Mondain into it. If you try and progress through to the Shrine of Humility without the horn, you are attacked by endless hordes of demons. In practice, that means 8 demon groups appear directly south of you every time you move south. So I have to kill these 8 demons, 8 demon groups, and then I'll be given a chance to move again. But this gives me experience because I'm killing monsters, and gives me valor points because I'm killing evil things. And we do need our valor. We have done science on this. This is the fastest way to gain valor. Killing trolls on bridges is only slightly slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to pick up all those treasure chests. There's an entity limit in the game at 1988. Okay. The entity limit for things that are on the map that are not monsters is 24. That includes treasure chests. That includes vehicles. So your boat, your horse. You saw how much time it took me to get that boat. If I fill that entity list, oh, that gray thing is a Balron. It's going to try and put me to sleep too. If I fill that entity list, it will start randomly deleting things from the entity list to put more treasure chests in. We do not want it deleting our boat. That is the same reason that we left the first treasure chest we found. We left it out on the open map and didn't take it because the boat because the entity list fills from top to bottom, and the balloon always overwrites what's in the first spot in the entity list. So if the first thing in that entity list was my boat, then it would be clobbered by the balloon and we wouldn't have a boat anymore. This has happened to both me and Phoenix in runs until we figured out what was causing it. And that was largely because of Phoenix and because of a fellow who has deconstructed the entire game by the game of Ergonomy Joe. If you want to find out the C code for the game, you can look up Ergonomy Joe, and he has the entire game deconstructed if you're that sort of person. It's how we figured out a lot of things like how to get Valor and how Blink works and all these other fun things. And how, like, why we can only get Mandrake every 16 turns, or why we can only talk to Hawkwind every 100 turns. So yeah, having that knowledge is very useful for speedrunning. Anyway, that's about everything I have to say here, Fatty. If you got something else, if there's any more updates or incentives or anything else to say, this is a good moment.
Fantastic. I've got a donation here from Drake Lake. It's a $5 donation, and it says, just wanted to hear Vonnie read this. Well, I'm doing that.
Awesome.
Also donating to Save the Dog because Sweet Baby Chili said to.
Aw.
So first of all, shout outs to Sweet Baby Chili.
Yeah.
Second of all, shout outs to this donation incentive to Save the Dog in Metaphor Fantasio, which is precisely at the halfway mark. $375 out of the $750 it needs, so we need to keep working at that. And third of all, shout outs to Drake Lake himself, because I happen to know that he is one of the artists that designed one of the shirts that you can purchase from Tantrum merch. He did the Maka Maka shirt. And if you want to get that exclusive RPG Limit Break Tantrum merch, which is now live, you want to shop that collection, which features not only the shirts, but the Mimi plushie and more. And every purchase that you make from Tantrum merch, except for the Mimi plush for now, is going to have a $5 donation go towards the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And if you want to grab that gear, you're going to go to tantrummerch.com/RPG Limit Break.
Hey, Charlotte, you want to show the nice people out there your shirt that we got from Tantrum Merch? Stand up and show them that.
What a fantastic model there. Yes, that is our 10th anniversary shirt that Charlotte is sporting there. And if you want to get that there, like I said, you go to tantrummerch.com/RPG Limit Break.
All right. Thank you for the model. We are 1 point short of our requirement for Valor, so we're going to stop here. This is the full moon gate. When both moons are full, this is the last thing we have to wait for. Charlotte, stop that. All right, we have to wait for both moons to be full. This moon gate then leads to itself by way of the Shrine of Spirituality. So we're going to think about spirituality. In the game, it's represented by meditation at shrines, by talking to Hawkwind the Seer. It's represented by seeking to better yourself in an effort to better the world. So the mantra for that is Om, O-M.
Om.
And as we think about that in the real world, we can think about ways to better ourselves too, to be more patient, to be more kind and caring. But more often, in this case, of course, spirituality is also the seeking. You want to do it? OM? And enter. Thank you. It's the seeking of betterment for betterment's own sake.
Om.
Yes. To help make the world better, we make ourselves better. Or the way I think of it, humility gives us a place in the world among equals, and spirituality gives us a goal, something to work towards. Om.
Om.
All right. We need to come down here. We don't need to go back in there. We need to go over here. We need to kill some trolls, because that is our current goal. And I just wanted to double check and make sure I had enough experience, because once more, I need to get level 8. It is a requirement of the game. Whoops. And I do have enough experience, by the way. That's not a worry at this point. I just wanted to make sure. Did I get my point of valor? I did. Okay, good. Travel to gate 3. This is Jalome. It is the town of Valor. We're going to push our way through some guards here. Valorously push our way through some guards. Dispel that field. Come down here. Dispel. Whoop. Dispel this field, thank you. This is Sonora. Sonora often gets in my way. There's 4 NPCs that have a tendency to get in my way. Sonora is one. Max, also in this town, gets in the way once in a while. Zircon in Minok will be getting in the way. And here's the Rune of Valor, thank you. And who's the other one? Phoenix, who's the other one? Sonora, don't do this. First the boat. Get out of my way. That's where I'm going. Okay, fine. You go there. I'll go around. It's okay. I'll face the other guards down. All right, open the door. That's Max. He's the housekeeper for the inn. He often gets in the way as well. This is Jeffrey. He's going to join us. He will immediately be killed off because I don't like controlling more than one person. So, because we are, I mean, he will be killed off for the greater good, for the sacrifice, right? So we're going to go and get him poisoned. This is a swamp we're standing in. We're going to get him poisoned. We're going to get him He will be the one poisoned. Thank you. Jeffrey has no magic points. He's a fighter type. Now I have to insert a character when I'm doing that. So we're going to talk about valor. In the game, it is represented by fighting evil creatures and not backing down from those fights. If you run away from evil creatures, then you are going to lose valor. If you stand and fight and win fights against evil creatures, you will win it. And that is represented by the mantra Ra, R-A, Ra.
Raw.
In the real world, of course, we all have battles to fight, and there are important battles that we don't back down from, right?
Yep.
And those ones are the ones that make us stronger and that improve our lives and the lives of others. R-A, right there. Go for it. R-A. Enter. Fantastic. Ra.
Raw.
Right.
Yeah, or as often comes off the rah, 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 valor, go, right? We meditate for 3 cycles. You get information on the virtues if you meditate for 1 or 2 or 3. Good job. All right, now we need to get ourselves over to gate number 4. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay, gate 5 actually. I need to go back to Geelong, or back to Minok. Over here. MP2. Of course it is. There we go. 15 points to cast a blink spell. It would have been fine, except I cast 2 gate travel spells, and gate travels are 40. So we need to get the Rune of Sacrifice. Minok is the town of sacrifice. There's a poorhouse here. There's also one of the better weaponsmiths, and there's Zircon. He's in my way. So here's the forge. We're going to walk through the fire and find the Rune of Sacrifice. Of course, you have to give up hit points to actually get it. And we're going to push our way through the guards. Oh, hey, Jeffrey, why don't you go take those guards on all by yourself? Because I don't like controlling more than one character. There we go. So fun fact, losing a character in combat actually gives you a point of sacrifice. So I just sacrificed Jeffrey to the greater good. And running away from combat does actually cost you sacrifice as well as valor. So let's clear these guys out. There we go. And we will go and... Hey, Julia, the guards are after me? Oh, she'll come with. Okay, cool. Now there's 6 guards because I have 3 characters. Yeah, Julia will hold them off. Just, proudly stand there.
Julia with mace.
Julia with mace. Right, no. Not that kind of mace. If only. All right, and we should be able to get out of town this way. There we go. Blink over here. Walk to the edge of the water. Blink down here twice. Step up here and blink over here and twice. And here's the Shrine of Sacrifice. And in the game, sacrifice is represented by the giving of blood or the selfless giving of your personal health. So yeah, giving of blood or by the giving of life. The mantra is Ka. Ka. Yeah, I don't know. You get this lovely little poem in Minok. Yeah, the poem is the poem that the bard's song hides the mantra. The poem is the raven sees, the raven saw, and in the corn he saith Ka. And I don't know if you've ever heard a raven, but I don't find the phrase Ka very relaxing. Anyway, in real life, of course, we are all here giving of ourselves. We are all volunteering for a good cause, a worthy cause. And that is what represents sacrifice in the real world, at least to me. You're going to give us a good Ka? All right, everyone. Ka. Thank you, Charlotte. Ka.
Ka.
And one more point. There we go. Now we'll gate to 4. And, whoops. We actually have to enter the town, not past the town. This is the town of you, not me, but you. Y-E-W, the tree. Here's Jonna the Druid. Pay no attention to the dead bodies. And yes, I'll join you. What are these corpses for? Nothing. Interesting fact, even though they're dead, they still eat food. This is Vorpal. He's the other one who's in my way that I asked Phoenix. I can actually still kill him, but let's see if I can, his job is Vorpal. He eats people who bug him. There we go. Fantastic. I prompted him to attack me. And he's a merchant, so he's not actually evil. So there we go. And because he started the fight, I don't lose anything, and the guards don't come after me. Yeah, he can stand in that spot for quite a while. He's if you confess to the judge that you are not guilty, he asks if you are guilty. Can you honestly claim to be guilty of no crime ever? And of course, I'm sure we broke the speeding limit getting here. You cannot honestly claim that. So he says, then do thy penance in the cell, and with the felon serve thee well. Here's our meditation on justice. Again, it's more than just doing right. It's being right. It's serving right, doing good things by right people, right? And supporting rightness. It is actually just to oppose unjust law. It is sometimes disorderly to be just. The mantra is, bah.
Bah.
Bah. Yeah, there's a couple of druids in the town of you that just go bah, bah at you, which is not, again, relaxing. So yeah, bah is the phrase. Once more, bah. Oh, hold on. You put a space bar in there. There we go.
There.
If we give the wrong mantra, that is the only thing that can cost us spirituality. So we're already partial avatar of spirituality. If we lose any points of spirituality, we then have to regain them and go back and re-get our spirituality again. So yeah, it's important that this keyboard is throwing us both off, right, kid? And Allie, it wasn't much fun to you. Anyway, and for whatever reason, they chose the image of the ruler. We are going to go to compassion, yeah. Here we go, over here. We're gonna get our horse back. We're gonna go to the town of Britain, or as I've actually heard someone pronounce it, Britain. I don't know why they did that, but that's how they said it. We head up here, we head over here. Whoops. At the end of a hallway, we will find the rune. It's there. And we're going to head over here. We're going to go talk to YOLO. Oh my goodness. I'm not used to the delay on this, so I'm overrunning things. This is buffering. This is YOLO the Bard, who is the Society for Creative Anachronism equivalent of a man named David Watson, who wrote the song Stones, which plays a part in Ultima 5. And we're going to head this way. I don't think I'll be singing Stones at karaoke. I doubt they have a recording of it. Over here. Again, I'm overrunning my destination. No, that's not a good spot. That's up one. Thank you. That's the spot. There we are. This is the Shrine of Compassion.
Yes.
The Shrine of Compassion is represented in-game, or compassion, the virtue of compassion is represented in-game by giving to the poor or by not challenging evil or not challenging non-evil creatures. The mantra here is
Moo.
moo. Let's hear your best cow.
Boo.
Beautiful.
But
And of course, in real life,
with a U instead of an O.
yeah. In real life, compassion is also by being compassionate to others, including them in things, right, kid? And by giving money to worthwhile charities and important causes, and supporting non-evil creatures as well.
Moo.
Yeah. So charity towards animals is also a considerable compassionate virtue in this game. So let's hear it.
Moo.
Beautiful. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you again. We're going to blink from here to the village of Cove. And Vani, if there's anything to say, this would be a good time. We're just going to go find ourselves a candle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I had asked you about this before, and then something kind of cut you off there about that the Abyss Glitch exhibition.
Yes.
Well, that incentive was met long ago, so we're going to see it. But what is that all about?
So there's a really interesting little detail in the coding of this game. We're just going to keep doing the same thing here. We're going to recruit Dupre. We're going to find the rune of honor. But so when you go to cast a spell, the first thing it checks is, do you have that spell mixed? If yes, then it checks, do you have enough magic points for that spell? And if you don't have enough magic points, but you do have the spell mixed, it does actually cost you the spell. We're going to get people poisoned here. These get poisoned. Not me. Anyway, so, and then it checks. After it's checked, do you have enough magic points? Do you have the spell mixed? It then checks, are the conditions right for the casting of the spell? So one of the conditions in the dungeons, you can cast the energy field spell, like you've seen me use to poison myself a couple times. Honor. And you've seen me use it to poison myself. You can cast it in a dungeon, and it checks, oh, the magic point, you got the spell mixed? Yes, you do. You got the magic points? Yes. Is there something in front of you? If there's something in front of you, the spell doesn't work. Our mantra for honor, by the way, is sum.
Sum.
So what it doesn't do, though, it checks if there's something in front of you, but it doesn't actually exit the spell routine. So when I cast an energy field spell in the dungeon, it will erase whatever's in front of me. S-U-M-M, kiddo. Sum. Whoa. There we go. Nearly cost me 2 minutes there. So yes, honor in game is represented again by not doing evil things. It's also represented by solving quests. And isn't that what we're all doing here? Solving a quest. We're on a quest to support NAMI. We're on a quest to make the world a better place in general for people dealing with mental illness. I think this is a noble quest. Sum. All right, we have now a partial avatar hood in all 8 virtues. This means that we can go and pick up our last 2 important items for 400 experience points each. We're going to blink south from over there. I was right the first time. Blink south. We end up on these little islands. The game is chugging a bit because it's got to process. It's got to warn me that people are poisoned, really. If I had the sound on, it would go every time. It actually makes a really ugly noise because it's like if you ever watch it's like a Final Fantasy game and they leave characters poisoned. And it makes really awful noises there too. East, and here is the Castle of Serpent's Hold. 2, there we go. I did not count on how much the VGA patch would actually slow down on the poison. Here we go. Not use, yell. Thank you. So here is the Swords Academy, and it's where we find the Mystic Swords. We also need the Mystic Swords for a secondary reason, and that is when we are in the Abyss, we cannot use non-magical weapons to hurt anything. If we use a non-magical weapon like the sling we've been carrying around, it will just miss every attack, even though we've got maximized, oh my goodness, blow for a blink. Even though we've got maximized dexterity, it won't matter. We just miss. And here is the Empath Abbey. It's where we'll find the best armor in the game. And Dupre will now die. Fantastic. YOLO is next. And yes, it is pronounced YOLO, canonically. He only does live once. Oh yeah, we got to Jimmy the Lock, sorry. And there's the Mystic Robes, which we will put on immediately with the wear command. Boom. All right, and now we have more than 6,400 experience, so we can go back to Lord British. Gate travel 2. Oh, sorry, gate. There we go. You'll have to select the character who's doing it. Yep. And we're going to go in, and we're going to lose our horse. Because unfortunately, if you leave the horse inside a building and change, say, what floor you're on, you can't climb a ladder on a horse, right? So we climb, and the horse will now be gone, right? It's gone. Poof. Into the ether. But that's okay. We don't need him anymore. That horse has served well. We've just turned him loose. And also the nice thing about getting my levels here, I get healed. Boom. Level 8. In the home stretch now, we need to recruit the last 2 people, Shamino the Ranger and Katrina. Shamino the Ranger and Katrina the Shepherd. And then we go to our final destination of the Abyss, and we will be getting out of here. I will do an Abyss run, and then I will come back and do a second Abyss run to glitch it. And then we will hand it over to the littlest speedrunner. 1B8. None left. Oh my goodness. I am bad at counting today. There we are. We are going to need 3, not 2. 1G7, actually. Thank you. Here is the town of Scarabray. It is the town of spirituality and the town of rangers. Shamino will join us. It is also the town in the game which has the cheapest food. And I don't actually need food. I can totally beat this without it, but I might as well buy some for safety. Because if I run out of food, it's not like Ultima 1 or 2. If you run out of food, you start starving. So you take damage every turn. It's like being poisoned, but more irritating. So here is Magincia. And one of the hardest characters to find, hiding out here, the only living person in Magincia, Katrina. And we're going to pause here and get them both poisoned. So they will no longer be the only living person in Maginsia. Here we go. We'll blink south. And we will find ourselves where our boat was, down here. Slow progress because we're walking through brush and scrub. And if we line up properly, board the frigate. And there's another ship. Of course there is. Interestingly, enemy boats do obey the laws of the wind. So that they obey the same laws of the wind that we do. So it's going to be keeping up with me. And if the wind changes to be in front of me, it's going to be moving as slow as I am. And it's also going to be disappearing when we move in towards the abyss because there are going to be 8 wandering monsters that appear suddenly, and it will clobber that boat. So I don't really need to worry about it. Fantastic. I'm traveling alone now. Across the ocean blue. Sailing, sailing, sailing. The wind hasn't changed on me, which is good. I had to say something.
Just had to open your mouth.
Yeah. Cast 1 wind north, please, and thank you. And now it's lined up with me. And we've got to go south, and it's going to shoot at me. That's fine. They have cannons on ships, you know. All right. When we step into here, pirates appear. If the wind is in the north, we just have to sail right through them. Almost, apparently. Oh, the wind changed. That's why it's now at the west. Getting attacked. I'm going to cast a tremor spell. Maybe not the best idea, but I was hoping it would kill more of them. The tremor spell cuts quarters. So what it does is any enemy that has a low enough hit points total for it to affect, because there's a minimum. If you've got more hit points than that, it doesn't work. It has a 25% chance to kill them and a 50% chance to reduce them to hit points low enough that they're trying to run away. And a 25% chance to just do nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I boring you? I hope I'm not boring anyone else. All right, this is where the abyss is. We flew over it earlier and threw the skull of the wizard Mondain in, hanging out over the side of the balloon. We're going to use the bell that we found. We're going to use the book that we pulled out of the library. We're going to use the candle, which we got out of the shrine in Cove. And the earth trembles and opens the great Stygian abyss. Here we go. We're going to use a quickness spell. We're going to walk through here. Those are lava lizards. They throw lava. Also, lava appears when I step on certain panels, so I walk in a certain way. This one, we just walk across, and hopefully our quickness takes us across very quickly. You can see the Q between the F and G on our... now it's back to the Ankh, yeah. That Ankh represents the full avatarness that we've got. And here we're just going to... We don't actually... Anything that happens in a room doesn't actually affect our virtues, so we don't have to worry about losing valor for running away from these fights. 1, 2, we go 1, 2. These are sleep fields. I don't want to get put to sleep because I'll get pummeled, so we're just going to replace it with an energy field, with a lightning, or with a poison field. We're almost there. Oh my goodness. I just noticed the timer.
It's those darn boats.
Yeah, it's the boat. And of course the time I'm taking to explain things, and the fact that Charlotte grabbed my arm and held on to it for about 2 minutes. Right? The boat did not help. And of course me screwing up my pathing, going the wrong way a couple times.
Well, would a donation help?
A donation always helps, Fanny.
We have a $5 donation from Phoenix Captain that says, let's save that dog.
Absolutely,
that,
yeah.
Again, as a reminder, is one of the incentives for the Metaphor ReFantazio one, which is going to be coming up later this evening. We need $750 to save that dog. We currently have $380, so just beyond halfway there.
I don't need to deal with rats. They're not evil. 1, 2. Here is an altar. I can use the stone. Here is an altar. I can use the stone. Honesty. And I use the blue stone to represent honesty. It changes into stairs. You know, before thine eyes, but it's dark. That's also, you know, oh, they did correct it. Quickness. All right. Once more, we go through these rooms. And again, quickness lasts 8 turns, but those turns, of course, can be spread out by getting extra turns. And if you notice that demon in the middle is not moving, it's asleep. Same thing with this Hydra. The game doesn't properly clear sleep flags. I will be using this to my advantage in a little bit. If a monster doesn't have a turn, either because it's dead or because you've left the fight, it never clears its sleep flag. So if you put something to sleep and then kill it, the next time that monster slot is occupied, it will still be asleep. Need to heal, because getting killed here would be really bad. I like the death cutscene, but I don't want to use it right now. It's quite nice. It just puts you into... There's spiders. I don't need to worry about spiders. I'm at the wall. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Use stone. I can buffer inputs. Compassion. Yellow. We need to go 1, 2. And this is a quiet room, so I can just spend some time healing. Relaxed. No enemies. In the next room, there's a bunch of demons, but they're behind walls, and if I don't walk on the middle square of the room, the demons never come out. Look at that. They're stuck behind those walls. How you feeling, Charlotte?
Good.
You ready for your run?
Tired.
3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here is a room full of ghosts and liches. I use the undead spell. The game doesn't have a way to simulate fear. So what it does, when something is supposed to be afraid, the game just reduces its hit points. So I can then follow that up by just really killing things. So the undead spell it's like turn undead. It puts undead enemies into, it has a chance to put undead enemies into a state of fear. Okay, how much we got left? Good, because this is the gremlin room. We use Tremor. And go around the outside here. Here we go, up around the outside. We just go whichever way has the cleanest path. And here's another altar, Justice Green. The green of justice. We back up 1, 2, 3, 4 squares from here. Turn right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we throw a Tremor. And there's 2 Zorns, and I killed both Zorns. I think that's the first time that's ever happened to me. Normally I only get one of them, if any. Unfortunately, it means the Balrons are still casting sleep spells at me, which makes the room flash. I'm going to warn people about the next room. The next room is the worst room in the game. There's a whole pack of Reapers that are going to be trying to put me to sleep. Charlotte, please stop making noise with your microphone. Thank you. There's a whole pack of Reapers that are going to be putting me to sleep. The screen may be flashing in a way that makes people uncomfortable. So if that brief flash that you just saw there is something that would annoy you if it was repeated, please look away for a moment. Oh, wow, my tremors have been good. That's been nice. We're going to need to mix some more energy fields. I'm out of energy field. Those are phantoms. They're just empty suits of armor. I mean, they're animated empty suits of armor. Otherwise, if they were just empty suits of armor, I could just put it on, right? 2, 3, and step to the panel. I call this the worst room in the game because it keeps flashing and it's my spot. I don't want to go south. I want to go, there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should get me out. It's the shortest loop song in the game, and you hear it the most, which is unfortunate. There's a little resting room. Heal up. Make sure I've got some magic points. I've got enough. Okay, we need to go east. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use the stone. Love and courage. Sacrifice. And that is the orange stone. We use the D key, not the E key to descend. We walk in this particular spot, and we have a maze of rooms. This is the only place to enter the maze of rooms that will actually effectively work. We are coming in here. I don't have to fight anything, so I'm running as fast as I can out of here. Those are storms. I didn't see a storm today, which is nice. Normally, I get a ridiculous number of storms when I'm waiting for my boats to show up. Got a tremor. Not bad, but could have been way better. Oh, that demon's... Okay, fine. All right, up here we go. We need to get past that Balron in the top right. Yes, and they are Balrons, by the way, not Balrogs. The Tolkien estate is litigious, so they changed a letter. And if that demon would just leave, great. But taking up my turn. There we go. I killed one thing on a tremor. That's more normal. No, MP too low. Okay, gotta wait. Fortunately, I always mix a couple extra dispels. Because otherwise, I could get stuck down here and have to do this floor again. Or, if I didn't have a whole ton of reagents that I received as a generous gift from the blind shopkeepers. If I didn't have a whole bunch of reagents that we received as generous gifts, sponsorships for the run, then I would not be able to mix anymore, and I would be in trouble. Please stop living. So one of the things that makes strength a very useless stat is that the Mystic Sword can deal up to 255 damage, and that's the maximum damage dealable, no matter what your strength is. The way the game calculates damage is it determines your strength plus the value of the weapon, and then a random number from 0 to that is how much damage you do. We are going to get a few more magic points and step down here. We're going to cast Sleep on all these headlesses that can't reach us, and hopefully a bunch of them get slept, so that this room, we start with a bunch of sleeping enemies. That was a good tremor. I can see those mages running away. That's nice. Keep running away. Beautiful. And out we go down. And that's the room maze done.
Yay!
Hey! 2 more floors. If I can type the word purple. There we go. Descend. We go north. In floor 7, we always go north and then west.
Can I squeeze in a couple donations here, Mike?
Absolutely. I'm just going to keep going north and west.
Excellent. We got a $5 donation from Robert Ehrig with no comment. Thank you so much for that. And we have a $200 donation. Yeah. This one comes in from Swimmy Leone, and it says, if you don't save the dog, what's even the point of playing?
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
and here's the thing. So Save the Dog is now at $580 out of the $750 that it needs. And I feel like talking about the Save the Dog incentive during this Quest of the Avatar run is very fitting, because certainly saving a dog fits into at least one of the virtues that we have been espousing here throughout this run, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Absolutely. Mechanically, too.
Yes.
Yeah. According to the mechanics of the game, letting a non-evil creature live will give you both passion and justice.
There you go.
Yep.
So let's do this. Before the end of this run, let's get that incentive done. We need $170 more to make sure we save that dog. So chat, do your thing.
Absolutely. All right, we're almost out of floor 7 here. If anyone's wondering, this is what floor 7 looks like. It's absolutely a sword. So nobody talk to Charlotte about what I'm talking about. Thank you. Descend. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're going to cast Quickness here and try and deke out this Balron and go straight south into this room, where we're going to use a Tremor and hopefully kill all of, and instead get one of the lava lizards. And of course, they're going to run into there, die. They aren't hurt by fire or lava, so there we go. Good. Run away. Thank you. And we need to step onto that square to open up the way forward. We're going to heal a bit so that we don't get killed by a random encounter on the way through here. 1 step. Those are insects. They don't bother us. We don't bother them. Much like insects in real life.
They just want to go outside.
Yeah. Here we go. This is the companion room. It's a room full of companions. It's the same constitution as your own party. Or it should be. If you get here and you don't have those characters, you won't be able to beat the game. Get out. Choo. Charlotte, please stop. Thank you. All right. 2, 3, 4. Check my hit. Okay, 38. We're going to pass a bunch of turns to get our magic points back. Should be all right here. 76. And we are going to cast a Quickness. We're in the last room of the game, and then we just have the final quiz. I bet you were all anticipating a final quiz, right?
Nobody told me there would be a quiz.
Oh, absolutely there is. It's okay, I know the answers. I have the key. It's the same key as last year, so... Same key as 40 years ago, really.
They haven't updated it.
No. The villain, fiery hit. Magical hit. Villain hit. The villain slept, failed. Balron barely wounded. We are going to redeem this villain shortly. We have to get that treasure chest. Actually, we don't have to get it. We just have to step on the square it's on. And that opened the path to the north. But it also opened a secret door south of us. Get out of here. Thank you. You can see the chip right here. And that opens the way east to the final altar where we use the stone of humility, the black stone, and now, I think I accidentally hit an extra key there. We'll start buffering things. Use the key of 3 parts. That is the word of passage.
I hear nothing.
There is no sound right now. So now I've got to answer questions about the virtues. But I can buffer them so they get input literally on the first frame possible. And it's always in the same order. So here we go. Justice, S-A-C-R-I-F-I-C-E, sacrifice, honor, spirituality, that's a tough one to type, humility. If I fail 3 times, well, I'll show you. Truth, love. I'll show you after we do this. When I come back to do the glitch exhibition, I'll get kicked out because we got to do it from the top, right? Exhibition. Truth, love. Time will be coming up shortly when the word infinity appears on the screen.
Or just an infinity sign.
And time. Thank you so much for letting me run this. We get this cool moment of the avatar standing before, of the villain standing before the Codex of Infinite Wisdom. Ultimate Wisdom. I keep mixing it up. You say infinity, it's the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom. And it, tells us all the things. I then like to skip through to see how many turns it actually took to get here. 8,666. 66, very appropriate for the villain. 8,666. Okay, and then he says to report thy feat to Lord British at Origin Systems. Apparently, if you contact Lord British on Twitter, I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know this, but if you contact Lord British on Twitter and send him a screenshot of this, he will respond. If you used to be, you could contact him at Origin Systems, write him this, and he would send you a certificate that says congratulations, you beat the quest of the Avatar. All right, shall we do a glitch exhibition?
We shall.
Did that work? Or do I have to close out? I think I might have to close out. That's fine. Except this mouse is way too sensitive. All right, reopen. Boom.
It's like the music.
Oh, it's good music. It's fantastic music.
I love the music.
Okay, load.
Load! Please load.
1:36:31. I haven't had a time like that since I was first trying. Oh well. Here we go. Journey onward. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is get out of the abyss because we're going to. We're going to actually go into that last chamber again, and I'm going to answer incorrectly. Charlotte, what should I answer?
T.
Humility. Okay. Thy thoughts are not pure. I ask again. What is the word of passage? Ali, what's the word of passage?
Nami.
Nami. Excellent. Oh, apparently that's not pure either. All right, since we know not pure, passage is not granted.
Excuse me. I wasn't asked for any input on this fight.
Would you excuse me for a second?
Yeah. Oh, what do you need?
Just kidding.
Oh, you're just kidding. Okay. All right, I need to mix a bunch of energy fields because I'm going to glitch my way through this dungeon. I have before me my notes for movement. I don't need this many, but I'm just stalling for time. Here we go. We're going to ignite a torch so y'all can see what's going on. I'm going to step 1, 2 squares east. I'm going to turn north. I'm going to cast energy field. Poison, please. It fails, but yet there it is. And we still have to come over here. That's what the altar looks like. I'm going to cure my poison because I don't actually need poisoned unless I get attacked. So of course I get attacked by poisonous spiders, no less. Use stone, honesty, blue. All right, then we go straight north. Oh, I have to actually go down the stairs first. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to just increase the cycles on DOSBox here so that it's not so slow. Because this... north 2, east 2, use the stone. Compassion, yellow, boom. So we do have an any % category. This is the one I just did was no major glitches. So the major glitch does in fact overwrite doors, walls, alters anything that happens to be on that square. So it just completely erases everything. It does say failed. It does actually note that this is not a thing you should be able to do. That's a slime. There it goes. 1, 2, that's some undead. So we'll chase them out with an undead spell. 4, do I need to go? Yeah, 1, 2, 4. And come through. Oh, nope, wrong spot. There it is. I went one too many. Justice Green. Now we need to go a little further down. Straight north. And north 2, east 2. There's this altar. Sacrifice orange. This is the room maze, but we can just do this. And there's the width. So that's the one that that's the floor that takes one of the longest. Go south 1, 2, 3, turn east, and go through this wall. And there it is. It also live updates the map if you do that. So yeah, you can totally mess up the. Where the heck did I go? Why is it not letting me through that? Okay, I'm out of gems. All right, you know what? Y'all get the idea. You can go all the way down to the bottom and do that again. I don't know what happened to it. I'm out of gems. I don't really want to erase the entire level and try to find it. Because also what might happen is if I'm just randomly throwing energy fields around, I might erase the thing I need to climb down to the 8th floor. So, you know what? I spent way too much time on the main game. I'm going to call it there. So you all saw what can happen there. Thank you all for letting me run this. It has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you all. You're a wonderful group of people. Vonnie, it was great. Charlotte, you were a wonderful co-pilot. Allie, you were a wonderful guest. Much appreciated. There it is, yeah. Charlotte, you got something to do now, don't we? Apparently it's headbutt me in the shoulder. Cool. All right. So I'm going to get off this spot here and let Charlotte have the runner's seat. Or do I... yeah, I think this isn't quite long enough. Yeah, she's going to have to sit here. Shall we just... Tech, should we just switch seats? All right.
Well, I tell you what, while you're figuring that out, I do want to tell you about a donation we received here. It is a $250 donation. And it's from Orion. And what they have to say is, I know myself and many others who struggle with mental illness. Supporting an organization that works to assist those in need and suffering is important to me. Let's save lives and save frames this week. Well, let me tell you, not only is this donation helping to save lives, not only is this donation helping to save frames, but what I can confirm is that this donation is saving the dog. We have met that donation incentive for Metaphor Refantasio to save the dog. So thank you very much for that very generous donation. And of course, saving the dog, you have my eternal gratitude. Well, while we are waiting for our next runner here to take a little break, let's say, I do want to talk to you about one of our partners here, and that is Dragon Roast Coffee. Now, Dragon Roast Coffee is a dedicated coffee for gamers and the gaming community. Their small, passionate team puts their hearts into roasting coffee to order with the mythical heat of dragon fire, infusing a touch of enchantment in every sip. Visit their website at www.dragonroast.coffee and enter the promo code RPGLB25 at checkout for 10% off your order. Plus, for every 10-ounce bag of coffee purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $5 directly to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Additionally, you can purchase an exclusive RPG Limit Break tumbler available only for this event. This stainless steel, dual insulated tumbler will keep your brew of choice warm or cold all day, ready for wherever your adventure takes you. And for every RPG Limit Break tumbler purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $15 to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and fuel your adventure with Dragon Roast Coffee today. Now, I just got very hyped about the Save the Dog donation instead of getting met for Metaphor ReFantasio, but there's plenty of other stuff that can be donated for in that run as well. We've got the Costume Bid War. Your choices there are Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5, SMT 4, and SMT 5. Right now, the only ones that have anything for towards them are Persona 3 and SMT 4, and they both have $15 each. So definitely plenty of room for a bid war there. And I mean, what you demonstrated as we led into this Ultima 4 run is that y'all can definitely make these bid wars spicy. So I don't see any reason why this should be any different. So let's make sure that we get that going there. Speaking of bid wars for Metaphor ReFantasio, there you can have either Yufa or Juna in the final party. Yufa has $75, Juna has $30. And we also have a naming bid war for the main character. Right now in the lead is Larpus, that has $30, and Simile is right behind it with 10. So you can either bid to one of those two, you can create a name of your own. You got all kinds of creative license there, and we still got a little bit before that run, so we can get that, let's get that brewing and going there. Now, we do have a couple of incentives for that one as well. Blindfolded final boss fight. Everybody loves a blindfolded boss fight. $605 is what that has. $1,500 is what it needs. So we've still got a ways to go there, a little under $900 there. And then we can also give Maria photos. I don't know what this is all about, but we'll probably be learning a little bit about it in just a few minutes because we are going to be having an interview with Freedom Pulse and ChampionBeef, the runners of that game. And I'm sure they'll be happy to explain what that is all about. Right now, in order to make sure that we give Maria photos, we need $750 for that. We only have $85. So there's definitely lots of room there as well for getting that one. So as a reminder, what we're doing right now is we're setting up for that incentive that y'all helped to meet before, which was very generous, and that is the bonus Ultima 3 run being done by Charlotte, the daughter of organMike, the runner of the game you just saw. So they're getting that set up. Then there's going to be that interview with Freedom Pulse and ChampionBeef. That's going to be conducted by Cece. That'll be coming up right after that. After that is going to be a run of Axe Battler, a Legend of Golden Axe, being done by Sharif. That's the 100% category of that. And then after that, we're all going to sit around and chill with our good friend Bob the Ninja Goldfish. He and friends are going to have a chat about things, and I'm sure there will be wonderful things. So you definitely want to stick around and be a part of that. And then after Bob gets done, that's when the Metaphor ReFantasio run will occur. So all of those donations and all of those incentives are all going to be for that run coming up a little later on this evening. Alrighty, and I have yammered along long enough to get Charlotte ready for the bonus run of Ultimate Team. So everybody, please give Charlotte a big round of applause for her first ever live speed run.
All right, Charlotte, star of stage and screen, champion Lego player. We have Exodus. We are going to do a regicide run. Charlotte is going to do the killing of Lord British. So this is a party game. We have to organize a party. We need to create a character, because you can't actually do anything without a character. You can make up to 20 characters, but we're only going to make one. Just got to pick a slot. There we go. Slot number 4. Fantastic. And what are we going to name this one, Charlotte? RPGLB?
Yep.
Yeah, RPGLB.
I think that's fantastic.
That's okay. You need some help? Got it? Okay. Fantastic. You can choose a sex in this game. This is a 42-year-old game. You can choose male, female, or other. But Charlotte is female. But yeah, so the people who complain these days about all the pronouns and such, other was available 42 years ago. So, yeah. And she's going to take a wizard because we need wizard spells to make this work. Specifically one wizard spell, that being Magic Missile. But that's not going to be used on Lord British. You might be saying to yourself, Lord British is indestructible, can't be killed in combat. And you would be right, but you would also be wrong. We need to form that party. Fantastic, there we go. We only have one character, so character number 4 and character number 0 says formed party. Name. And when we hit journey onward, the timer will begin. So set it up, Charlotte. Give us a countdown. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Go. All right. So the first thing we have to do is travel south from Lord British's castle, and we head over to the town of Dawn, which, much like in the previous game, Dawn will only appear when both moons are new. The moons in this game are tied to character turns and not to real time. So every 4 turns, the second moon changes. Every 3 times the second moon changes, the first moon changes. So she's being very careful not to overrun the new moon cycle. There it is. And she's going to enter the town of Dawn. And what are we doing? Where are we going in Dawn, Charlotte? Going to the guild shop, right?
Yep.
What are we buying at the guild shop?
Keys?
Absolutely. How many keys are we buying?
3.
We're buying 3 keys. The keys cost 50 gold each. And very conveniently, we have 150 gold to start the game. So we want 3 keys.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it. Perfect. You want anything else? No, we do not. All right. Now we're going to go to the stables. What do we find at the stables, Charlotte?
Horses.
Horses. But we're not going to buy them. Buying them is too expensive. So we're going to go around the back and convince the merchants to give us one. They're not happy at being convinced, so they attack us. And in this game, it doesn't matter who attacks who. If you're in a fight, the guards will come after you. So we have to deal with that. But fortunately, the merchants are easy enough to kill. Those magic missile spells do the trick. And it will take 1 or 2. Fortunately, it only took 1 that time. And when you're on a horse, when you choose a move action, the NPCs do not move every other turn. There you go. We need to stop and stand in this spot 13 steps so that the guards will move themselves into position to get themselves trapped inside the shops. Because they're trapped inside the shops, they move, or because they're hostile, they move in a straight line towards us, irrespective of any barriers in their way. I can't believe I just said irregardless. Anyway, we're going around. We're going to leave Dawn with this horse. The fact that we now move 2 squares for every 1 that NPCs move is going to be how we get around Lord British. Because you will also notice that NPCs can move diagonally and we cannot. Oh, see? There's some enemies incoming. So here's the castle of Lord British. There's Chuckles. We don't punch him in the face in this game. That's okay. There are other jesters we get to punch in the face. Yay! My runs of Ultima games are just one long stream of hitting jesters. And of course, you've got a jester right in your way. We need to open that door with the unlock command. And we need to open this door back here with the unlock command. And now we need to go back, and we need to punch a jester in the face. In a specific spot, though. Spot has to be 1 step east of where Charlotte's horse is standing right now. So here comes. Oh, nope. No, no, no. Ah. This is the primary point of RNG in the game that can, or in the run that can cause problems.
Imagine a jester being silly.
Yeah, go figure. Sometimes they wander out of the hallway. That's good. Oh no. The other one's somewhere
disappeared.
The other one's somewhere over to the east. There are other places you can pick them off, but the big advantage. I taught Charlotte this run. I taught her the safest way to do it. But apparently, it's not going to work out. So she's going to hit Alt and R, and that's going to use the hotkey on the game to reload. The game auto-saves when you enter a castle. So she's going to reload and try and get better RNG on the jesters. Because they go wandering off anywhere. There's actually a cleric that can come wander up this way and help and stand in that spot. But the other thing is the treasure chest left behind by the fight will block the path of the guards coming towards her. Lord British will come off his throne because you've attacked one of his subjects and will come after us. Lord British, again, cannot be defeated in combat, but we're not going to fight him directly. Here it comes. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, maybe. No, they're just too busy entertaining. Oh, there's the cleric. Might come up. No. NPCs, for whatever reason, seem to prefer diagonal movements. Maybe just because it's more irritating? I'm not sure. 3 of them now. Could any of them could step in that spot, and that would start the final part of the run. This is why we gave it a 10-minute estimate. Charlotte, just in her practice today, set a new PB, 3:24.
Come on.
She's good enough that if the luck goes her way...
Just come on.
Yeah.
Charlotte, would it help if I read some donations?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, very good. We have a $25 donation from Looney with no comment. Thank you for that. And we have a $5 donation from Crafty Murloc with no comment. Thank you for both of those.
Oh, no, you can't fight him there. Then
Oh,
that,
no.
that treasure chest would block the door entirely, and Lord British couldn't get out and chase you. Oh, we'd have to do some serious manipulation. Let's try one more reset. Let's just call this Marathon Luck. So this is Charlotte's first application of Marathon Luck. So, unfortunately, we can't say that's never happened before, because it has many times. It just doesn't normally happen like this.
Come on.
How about you wait there? There's 3 of them right there. Just wait in the spot. No, okay. Either way, you don't have to unlock this door before you fight, but.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Arr! It's like a boat, for Pete's sake.
Actually, it's like your boat.
Yeah, it's like waiting for. Oh, here it comes! Here it comes! Hey! Okay, Lord British is going to come off his throne and come after us. That treasure chest is going to block his guards from coming at us. And behind here, we again move 2 squares for every one he moves. Behind this place is a boat. And boats have cannons. So Lord British can't be fought directly, but we can use a cannon. So what's going to happen is Charlotte is going to get on this boat. She's going to wait for the wind to be favorable. She's going to sail out into the middle of this little river.
Come on.
Can't sail when the wind is calm. And then she's going to fire cannons at Lord British. And when the words Lord British is destroyed appear on the screen, it will be time. And I want this room to explode in cheers. Tension. Here we go. Everyone waiting? And keep going. Time! High five, kiddo. And to Ali. Thank you all for letting us do this, Charlotte. Can you say thank you to everyone?
Thank you.
Hey, all right. Good job, kid. Thank you, Vani, again for hosting for us. Thank you, RPG Limit Break, for letting us do this. It's a pleasure every year, and I hope we can do this again.
All righty. Thank you to both organMike and Charlotte for a fantastic showcase. That was truly special and also unstoppably adorable. So, indeed. Alrighty, folks, we are going to take a short ad break. So everybody just get up and stretch and get ready for the rest of what we've got going on here on this Tuesday. back to RPG Limit Break 2025, coming to you live from Denver, Colorado, where we are raising money for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And we're doing so by way of your donations, like this one here from Katara. It's a $25 donation, and it says, "How can I not? For Charlotte's first live run, less than 3. Way to go, Charlotte." Now, here's what I'm going to tell you, folks. I want to see a lot more donations like this because Charlotte did a fantastic job. That takes a lot of courage for someone her age to get up there. So let's get a whole bunch of more donations in honor of Charlotte coming in here. And as a reminder, Charlotte's runner's choice was for that blindfolded final boss fight in Metaphor ReFantazio. So when you're making those donations for Charlotte, be sure to apply them to that donation incentive. So I'm going to give you some time to get that going, but while that's going on, I'm going to hand it on over to Cece, who is in our interview area, and he's got the runners of Metaphor ReFantazio with him. That's going to be Freedom Pulse and ChampionBeef. So Cece, let's talk to him.
Thank you so much, Vonnie. I don't know how I'm going to go after the cutest runner our RPG Limit Break has ever had in 10 years, but I'm going to try. So, Twitch chat, in the stream, you should be seeing a poll pop up right now. Now, what you can do is you can vote for someone to win the poll. Now, the options are Gallica, which is my favorite character. She's so cute. You have Mothman, which is kind of the mascot for the speedrunning community. Jack Frost, which is kind of the mascot for just Atlas in general. Yeah. You have the Town Crier. We have no idea why he's in there. And then we had to add a fifth option, of course, Larpus. So in your Twitch chat, go ahead and vote right there. And then also what you can do, because we have a lot of people that watch for days and days and days and days, you have a lot of channel points. So what you can do is you can actually throw multiple polls in there, multiple choices with your channel points. So go nuts with it, have fun, it's gonna be awesome. So introducing our runners here, right to my left, is the brand new world record holder for Metaphor ReFantazio, ChampionBeef. Hello. And then right to his left is Freedom Pulse. So we just wanted to start with kind of how you got into the series as a whole, and who do you want to win the poll? So Beef, go ahead.
Well, for the poll, I'm a Mothman enjoyer, so put everything you've got into Mothman. As for how I got into speedrunning, I started out way back 10 years ago, speedrunning Persona 4 New Game Plus. And from there, I branched out into Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden. I've done SMT DDS, DDS2, Nocturne, SMT4, 4A, 5 Vengeance. I've been across the board on mainline ever since PS2 era SMT. And Metaphor was a very natural next step for that. And is kind of just better than most of those other runs for a lot of different reasons.
What about you, Freedom?
So my introduction to like the series in general, like the first SMT game that I played that like really got my attention was Persona 4 Arena, actually.
Really?
I was super into like the FGC and fighting games when I was in high school, especially like BlazBlue, the Continuum Shift era of that game. I was a huge fan of, played a lot of. And then because the Continuum Shift era went on for a really long time, and then Chrono Phantasma was taking a while to come out, Arxis also made Persona 4 Arena. And so a lot of the BlazBlue players were like, well, it's also anime, so let's just play that game. And so I picked that game up, and I'm like, oh, this is really fun, and these characters seem kind of cool. And then the Persona 4 anime got dubbed around the same time, and so a friend of mine that also played fighting games with me and I just watched the anime and we're like, yo, this is so cool. I want to play the game. And so then I got into Persona 4, and then from there SMT4 came out shortly afterwards, and I picked that up and loved it, and then kind of just branched out from there. As far as speedrunning goes, I started really with a combination of like Digital Devil Saga 1 and SMT4. DDS1 had the benefit of being a lot shorter. At the time, the run was like you'd take probably 6 hours on a first run, but world record was like 4.5 hours. Whereas like SMT4 at that time, it was like the run was like 8 hours, and that's a bit more of an ask when you're still kind of getting into speedrunning, and your only experience before that is like 45-minute East 1 runs. So I got into Digital Devil Saga, worked on the time, and that's kind of become like my game at this point. But from there, just kind of branched out to a lot of the games, mostly like the 3DS, PS2 ones. And so like Beef said with Metaphor, when that came out, since in a lot of ways it does play like an SMT game with a lot of Persona aspects to it, I'm like, oh, well, you know, might as well, because I've also ran some Persona games, not as many, because those runs do tend to be longer with a lot of downtime. But I was like, oh, this run, you know, it's a really fun game, and there's not a lot of downtime, and it's also actually like a somewhat reasonable length. So yeah. As far as who I want to win the poll, I am a known Mothman enjoyer. However, as the person who's responsible for the Larpus thing happening this year, I feel like I got to support my boy Larpus. So, you know, if either of those win, I'll be happy. But let's go Larpus!
Hear ye, hear ye. It is I, the town crier. I do not appreciate not being propped up in this poll. Of all of the candidates amongst us, we have Gallica, the faithful sidekick. We have Jack Frost, the Atlas mascot. We have Mothman, who the speedrunners seem to like for some reason. We have Larpus, the RPG Limit Break mascot and favorite of the community. But what about I, the town crier? Surely there are some in Twitch chat who are willing to put their faith in a wonderful, upcoming, handsome candidate such as myself.
Town Crier, you're at 2%.
Oh, it's 3 now. 3 now.
Oh, it's jumping up.
It's coming in.
We're seeing people want the Town Crier. Larpus is still at 40%. Now that Town Crier's at 4, he's gaining. We can't let this happen. Anyway, moving on. So taking into account it's a very long speed run. What is something that you want to, like, why did you want to tackle like such a long speed run?
It's weird because I think both of us, it's not long. It's on the shorter end.
Yeah, this one was totally reasonable.
Well, coming from like SMT runners and Persona runners, yeah.
It's out of the Persona runs, the only thing, does Royal get? No, Golden gets close.
Yeah, Golden's like 8.
It's way down in the 6s with load removal, but that's with load remover. But to us, again, it's not a long run. The shortness of it is really a boon to us. But also the systems in it and the way it plays is really, really refined. It's a very mechanically dense and fulfilling game. To the point where I think it blows the Personas out of the water in general, in terms of design and combat mechanics, and that makes it a really, really fun speedrun.
Yeah, Freedom. What can we look forward to in this run from people who are familiar with other SMT games or Persona? What can they look forward to that might be a little different in Metaphor?
Stuff that's a little different. Ooh. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of, like, if you're familiar with SMT, it uses press turn combat. If you're familiar with the Digital Devil Saga games, it has that synthesis skill system that's very similar, while also having a lot of the Persona kind of time management stuff. But what is really nice about this run is, especially if people who are familiar with Persona runs, where it's like, all right, we did that dungeon, now let's go sleep for an hour or whatever. And I love Persona runs. They're really fun to watch. They're really cozy, but that is part of the reality of running, is it's like, all right, we have an hour of downtime, then a dungeon, then another hour of downtime. There is very little downtime in the run, and the downtime that there is, for the vast majority of it, we're still doing stuff to further kind of what we're doing. Like in the early game, we're raising social stats so that we can get all of the follower events up that we need for really good items, to primarily just to get access to one of the followers who gives us access to a shop upgrade for some amazing items, or to a specific archetype tree that we use a lot through the run. So it's a lot of that, like, ties directly to what we're doing, and there's not until admittedly closer to the end of the run, there's not a much of all right, and now we sleep for 20 minutes, and so that's nice because like the run even during like the downtime sections is still moving pretty quickly, especially with stuff like cutscene. The game has a cutscene skip feature and an event skip feature that lets us go through a lot of events that would normally be just like fast forwarded text scrolling or whatever, and that really helps keep the run feeling very snappy and quick, which is really nice.
If I can add one thing to that as well, something you don't get in Persona and SMT, specifically with Metaphor's press turn system in general, is the continuous turn order that it has that is unique to the press turn system that Atlas uses. In Metaphor, character turns don't reset from turn to turn. When you start your next turn, whoever was next in the order gets that turn rather than restarting with who's ever fastest. And that allows for a lot of different strategies compared to what you would see in a normal Persona run where Joker's always going first or Chie is always going first or something, where you can actually do a lot with that type of system. And it forces you to make sure that everybody in the party actually has a role to fulfill.
Definitely, definitely.
Hear ye, hear ye. I have returned with a concerned citizen as we are continuing the poll of the candidates and everyone is picking their favorite. Concerned citizen, please tell us who your choice is of the 5 candidates and why it is me.
I'm afraid it is not you. My friend and I here love speed running, and therefore we must vote for Mothman. Is the only correct option.
All right, I must consult with more citizens. Back to you, Cece.
Well, sorry, Town Crier. The poll is over, and the winner, Twitch chat has spoken. The winner is Jack Frost. Congratulations, Jack Frost.
Hee-ho.
Hee-ho. Hee-ho. So the hee-ho is too strong. Vani, back to you. Everyone enjoy the marathon.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Cece, and also a thank you to Freedom Pulse and ChampionBeef for that interview and that discussion of their run of Metaphor ReFantasia, which will be coming up in probably about like an hour-ish, I want to say. Yeah, probably a little less than that, actually. So if that's something you're wanting to watch, stay tuned. But I mean, you want to stay tuned anyway because we still got another fantastic speedrun happening between now and then, and that is going to be Axe Battler, a Legend of Golden Axe being run by Sharif, and that will be ready for us shortly here. While we're waiting for that to get ready, I got a $25 donation from My Hero Zero that has no comment, but thank you very much for that generosity. And we are going to be getting ready, I think, shortly here. And so, yeah, everybody stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.